The title of this series is called The Plain Truth, and in this opening section, in lesson 61, I've entitled it Nailing the Plane. Now, when you nail something, you do it right once and for all. You've got it. You know, you can imagine a miss-hit, a glancing blow, but you want to nail it. You want to strike it pure. So what I want to do in this section is nail it for you so that you absolutely understand what swing plane is. There's lots of mention of plane. We can talk about the plane of the shaft of the dress, the shoulder plane, hip plane, leg plane, arm plane. There's a myriad number of planes. But what I want to nail is the pure understanding that it's the line of strike that determines your plane. So when I hit a golf shot, I'm on an inclined plane. You can see Explanar behind me is reflecting the inclined plane. Okay, so here we go. I'll make a golf swing. It's a 6-iron golf swing. If I stand up, you can see that I'm perfectly in plane. Okay, so here we go. So, let's go with a hammer and a post. If I was knocking this post into the ground with my mallet or my hammer, I would want the hammer head to be flush on top of the post. Now you can see from sideways on that this is a fairly circular motion. The hammer head travels on an arc. But turning to the camera, we can see that the best blow is the one that's in plane. This is a miss, this is a glancing blow, and this is a pure blow. Now I've got lots of choice. In fact, with the post and the hammer, I've got 360 degrees of choice. But wherever my approach is, a blow in plane is always a blow in plane. So, if I lay this post on the floor, and now take my 6-iron, you can see that the 6-iron swing, albeit inclined plane, drives the post towards the target for as long as possible. Now, according to the length of the club of the person, the angle of that plane, the inclination of the plane varies. But whether the plane is a steep and upright one or a flat one, or preferably an ideal plane, the fact of the matter is, it's the club head travelling down the line of the post towards the target. We don't want a glancing blow in golf from in to out or from out to in. We want a pure blow that's in plane. So, there we have it. Plane is determined by the journey of the club head as it passes through the ball. And every shot, from wedge to driver, it is as though we were driving that post towards the target for as long as possible. So there we have it. We started to nail the plane. Having shown you a hammer blow in a vertical plane, as though we're driving a fence post into the ground, I'm going to show you the golf swing in a horizontal plane. So if I stand up, my body is perpendicular and I have the club out in front of me. If I turn sideways to you, the line from the sweet spot to the top of my sternum is the plane line. So you can see it's as though I was driving the peg into the wall. Rather than driving the peg or the post into ground level, I'm now standing up and I'm driving the post into the wall in a horizontal plane. So you can see that as I turn my left shoulder across my throat, I'm turning in plane. This will be above plane, this will be below plane. But when the shoulder hits the throat, I'm in plane. Let's just show you that again. So, I lean forward and I create power by my left shoulder coiling under my throat. That is me in 6-iron plane. If I stand up, you can see that in the horizontal plane, it's still correct. And the fact of the matter is, if this is my ideal horizontal plane, then this is my best driver plane, my best 6-iron plane, and my best wedge plane. So the golf swing isn't a groove. If it was, you'd need 13, one for every club. and then there's half shots, so that's 26 grooves and so on. What we can see is there is an ideal rotational movement in plane that varies according to the club that you're trying to hit. So with my 6-iron resting against the fence post on the floor, you can see that my swing plane is correct for a 6-iron. If I stand up, I'm in ideal plane, I come back, then my 6-iron swings in this plane and the club head's journey hits the post and for as long as it can goes towards the target. I think you can see that if my swing was too flat, it would be a glancing blow. If my swing is too upright, it would be a glancing blow, but I think I've demonstrated clearly to you that when I'm in plane, then the blow is delivered down the target line. And then you get this lovely occurrence that your most powerful blow coincides with your most accurate. Let me say that again. Your most powerful blow coincides with your most accurate. Let's just do that with a couple of golf shots. So here we go. I load my left shoulder in plane, I coil, and then I swing through. I prepare, I coil, I stand up, perfect plane, lean forward, power still there, and I can still hit the shot. I hope we've nailed it. There's an ideal line of straight down the post, and when that post is on the ball target line, that's what we're trying to achieve, no matter what the club. The wedge does it in an upright plane, the 6-iron slightly flatter, and the flattest swing plane is going to be your driver because it's the longest club.